What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Ben Thomas Show. Thanks for coming back. Guys, if you don't like negative takes, this might be a video you need to skip. Because we're going to talk today about Exo-6 Nurse Chapel. I've been sitting on this one for a couple of days because I've been away. And I got to give you guys my thoughts on what this looks like. So guys, stick around. If you like the video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to The Ben Thomas Show. Live long and prosper, of course. And let's get into it. YouTube, the final frontier. These are the episodes of The Ben Thomas Show. My continuing mission to explore strange new Star Trek reviews, to seek out new Star Trek collectors and new badass collectibles, and to boldly go where no Trek collector has gone before. Okay guys, welcome back. So I'm going to start with saying here that, my goal is not to be negative. In fact, I've definitely got some positives to say with regards to Exo-6, even the figure lines today in this video, but I definitely want to address the Strange New Worlds Nurse Chapel figure that's been put up now for pre-order, because of course there are fans of this character, played by the iconic actress Jess Bush. She crushes it as Nurse Chapel, in my opinion. She's beautiful, she's got some sass to her, she's a great character, and I've really come to enjoy Strange New Worlds, if I'm being honest. It's definitely got me in the feels with some of the nostalgia that it brings out of me and my love for Star Trek. So the Strange New World line, when Exo-6 dove into it and we got a chance to see Pike, I thought Pike looked pretty darn good. I thought the Spock looks pretty darn good. But where they seem to be suffering here a little bit is on these female characters. When I saw this post go up this week, I thought this figure looked like a monstrosity. Honestly, I didn't think it looked like Nurse Chapel really at all. She looks like she's going through an allergic reaction. Her cheeks are super puffy. She's got this crazy forehead size. I don't think she really even resembles the actress enough to especially call this museum quality, but also to really honor who this actress is. I know some of you are going to say, Ben, you're wrong. When prototypes are shown by Exo-6, they're always improved. And I think there's some merit in saying that with a few figures. For example, the Hoshi figure, I thought was a great example of what Exo-6 showed us versus what we got. I do think it was an improvement. But then I think about characters like Tom Paris, who in the prototype looked really soft. And when I got that figure in hand, I immediately sold it. I didn't think it looked like Tom at all. Most recent example was Wesley Crusher. You guys know I was hard on that Wesley Crusher in my video on him, very critical. And I said, if I'm wrong, I will make a video on this channel that says I was wrong about Wesley Crusher. That video doesn't exist because it looks soft and a little freaky, if I'm being honest. Now, again, I'm being critical because I love Star Trek and I love these particular characters and I want Exo-6 to continue to improve. But if you like Star Trek as much as me, I'd be concerned if you're not feeling this way. Now, on the positive side, there is no other company that's making 6-scale Star Trek even to this level of quality. So when you've got nothing good to compare it to, obviously we're going to take what we can get. But I think the figures even within this same line on Strange New Worlds are vastly different in their quality, what they look like. Again, the Pike and the Spock I think actually look pretty darn decent. Even the tailoring on this outfit, Exo-6 usually nails it on the tailoring for me, but I don't think that the dots on the sides of the arms are the correct size. She definitely doesn't have that level of pointed shoulder piece. It's there a little bit, but on the figure it looks pretty aggressive, and around her collar looks too just big. It just hasn't been cinched well enough to the body, and maybe it's because it's in 6 scale, or maybe it's just because they don't want to spend too much more money dialing this one in particular. Because I'd be curious out there how many of you are planning on truly filling out a Strange New Worlds line. If you're like me, I'm still waiting on several key characters from other Star Trek lines that I want first before spending my money on some of these characters that, while I think she's awesome, I don't necessarily need, right? She's not still a critical aspect of my love for Star Trek overall. And so I could skip this, and why make a video on it? Because again, I want Exo-6 to better themselves. This comes in, by the way, at a $215 price point with a $25 shipping rate, and of course that's through the website Exo-6. If you get them elsewhere, there may be some different markups or shipping costs, so keep that in mind. It is supposed to be done going up for pre-order by the end of August, so you have about a month to consider whether you want this one, and they're looking at giving it out to us in Q1 of 2026 if they stay on pace. It does come with some pretty cool stuff. I do like that Strange New World hypo spray. I think that's a pretty cool little accessory, and I don't think that the price point here is necessarily bad if you love the character, or if you feel like I'm wrong and you really truly see the likeness to Nurse Chapel in here. I also like the flip open communicator. I mean, it's just iconic for that time, especially in comparison to how it reminds me of the original series, so I do like that as well. It's also really strange to me that they don't show any other hands that come with this figure. When I scrolled through the photos, it looks like there's at least 2 different left hands and potentially 2 different right hands, but it's not shown in the screen, so that remains to be seen. It's the way she goes. I just hope that they continue to update things like the paint applications. Keep proving to us that if the prototype looks soft, that it's still, under some work, still showing artists tweaking it. Because if they could do that, I think that would help them control the messaging a little bit, and it would be easier to support it. But as of right now, when I saw this, and I said to you earlier, this looks like a monstrosity, it doesn't look good to me. I truly felt that way. And just like Wesley Crusher, I feel upset for the people who are really excited about this, because I would have thought that these characters by now, after 3 years of Exo-6 releases, all over the place, different characters coming in at us, and different levels of quality coming in at us all over the place. What can we expect from some of our future favorite characters? I've talked about my love for Star Trek The Next Generation. I think some of that line has been fantastic so far. Wesley Crusher, not so much. What if Worf ends up sucking? What if Riker ends up being rough? Or more notably, some of the female characters, like an Uhura or a Deanna Troi, right? But I like the other characters. Do I still buy the ones that are less? How do you feel? Does this take you out of the hobby? Waiting for these different releases to come, waiting for the characters that you want to come, while seeing some of these get put out at different levels of museum quality looks. Right? Does it change the way or your plan for your Star Trek collection? Maybe otherwise, you're excited. I've seen lots of people say pre-ordered, 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 pre-ordered. So I don't feel like my word is gospel here. I think that there's a good chance that a lot of you are going to say, no, I like it and I got it. And I think that's cool. That's the best part about art. These are artistic representations of these people after all. But something like this, I would never want to put in with some of my hot toys or my in art. This would need its own separate section because I think the quality difference would be shocking. There are third-party companies lately that have better dialed in likeness than this. And I get that they save money on likeness rights, so maybe they can put more money into the paint applications, the sculpting, and all of the things. A lot of you talk about, well, Ben, they'd go out of business if they gave us all the characters they want because of production quality and capacity. Fair. But aren't these releases going to put them out of business too? I could be wrong. When you listen to the developer, it sounds like every one of these things flies off the shelf. But then I keep finding them in other retailers for discounted prices. So, guys, again, not wanting to be negative, but I don't think that the face looks good. I don't think that the paint applications on this look great. This time, I don't even think that the outfit tailoring looks very dialed in. I think that there needs to be some work here. And since we felt this bit of a trend of prototypes lately not always being upgraded, what's your expectation that this one will be? And if it doesn't end up being upgraded, will this change your trust level with Exo-6? At some point, we need to start calling them out just a little bit and just asking for more. And none of us are experts. I'm certainly not. but I love Star Trek. And when I'm giving you guys these videos, I'm rooting for us all because I want our collections to look freaking badass when it comes to Star Trek. So guys, let me know what your thoughts were on Nurse Chapel here in the comments down below. But if you guys liked the video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe if you're new to the Ben Thomas Show. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Live long and prosper, of course. Thanks for watching, everybody.
I'll be back.